Hello everyone, this is Jebro. I'm playing the meta build for the Scrapper right now, as you can see, and this is just one of my games. This is just my game of the day, where it's actually the first game of the day I played, and we did okay. We did alright, especially with the lineup we have. We do have a Ranger and an Elementalist there as well, so I'm just going to run through exactly what I was thinking here. Some of the mistakes as well, because I definitely made some mistakes. I don't like posting games where I've just played pretty much, not saying flawlessly, but pretty well. So I haven't actually got anything to learn from it other than the fact that we won, and I did all awesomely, basically. Well, Anyway, you can judge that how you will. So first cap means that I get my daily done, which is always nice. So that you obviously, that's a good idea. That was probably one of my first games of the day. We're going to go over towards the midpoint now. The Ranger is far 1v2, and there's no way I'm going to be able to get there before he's dead, so we need to clean up mid before he gets taken out fully here. Of course, you can see the target mainly up on top. He has been pressured, had to use his flesh worm to move out of there. And I'm just trying to put down a little bit of retaliation, possibly, as well as some condi removal onto the point for my fellow colleagues there. The Mesmer is down. The problem is with this team comp that we're going up against is they've got a bunker Mesmer, but they've not really got anyone offering up some other healing support or anything there at all. There's no Ellie, there's no second Mesmer either on the other point, so they can't be really offensive, and the Mesmer has to run for his life most of the time. So we actually had a lot of damage there, and also they were outnumbered. So, we had 4 versus 3 over on the midpoint, while 2 guys were killing the Ranger. So the Ranger's just going to go there back again. Obviously, we've got respawns, which means we probably have someone crossing, which is why I've positioned myself here, not right on the point, because I don't need to stand on the node, because I know where they're going to be coming from. They've not really got any stealth or anything to move through and to sneak by. So, not too bad. And the Revenants can't port with me on the node because, they're not there. So now I know, obviously, that no one's crossing. I can see people on the map. You can see the Necro there is going to get the boss kill. But to be honest, I don't give a monkeys about it at the moment, because I know we can probably win this fight if I just help to outnumber it and move over. But now all our team is pretty much moving over towards this node. And obviously the Engineer was there with the Necro as well. So, I wasn't going to 2v1 and leave our guys over on the other side of the map, because they went probably a little bit too far in here, but still likely to be able to get a couple of kills or at least move out here. Now here I make a really big mistake. Now, whether or not it's me that makes the mistake or my colleague who's currently chasing after me, the Ellie, is another thing as well, because obviously we lose the Ranger there, and other members start to drop as well, in the not too distant future, and 2 of us trying to go for the Rev. He pulled us away and actually did a really good job there. I probably should have gone back to the node and helped our colleague out, but that didn't happen. So the Slick Shoes gets me a couple of times here, and I've already popped my stability before, so that's obviously come out. So they got onto the node and they got the decap as well. That was a really good job from them, actually. Good combination, actually, of different skills, but obviously the Revenant's quite low here as well. I do drop Thunderclap way too early because it's still using Crystalline Hibernation, so that's not going to affect him at all. Try and put some poison as well, some vulnerability onto him, as well as getting some retaliation myself, and just getting rid of some of those conditions. I'm really pressured here, actually. Do get rid of those conditions using my heal. I use my super speed as well to give me some more healing. Not always using it, of course, to just stun break, because it's going to give me that healing, of course, through the Scrapper trait. It's like 470 a tick, so it's well worth it. Knife knockback. Still, that member has just been cleaved out and finished off in the end as well. So now we just want to finish the Mesmer, finish off the fight, and it's not too taxing here, and just finish off the Necro. But I know there's many of us at mid. Here, no one is on node capping the point. So that's not useful, because the Engineer also has to sneak gyro out. So I know, obviously, at this point in time, they're still respawning. They're waiting to come back onto the map. I can probably get an easy decap. And if you can get this situation when you can get the decap, yes, they're respawning. But if you know they're not respawning that soon, then you can probably get the decap quite easily. At the moment, I can't see anyone coming, so I'm actually just going to risk the full-on cap. We've got someone 1v1 at close point, should be okay for a moment here, but now the pressure is really on, and I can rotate pretty much over towards the mid. You can see, obviously, the target over there in the distance is having a few troubles. We do have an Engineer that comes into the point, though, inevitably as well, in the end, we are going to see someone else coming over and joining him, because obviously I know kills have been happening on the map and they're coming into the obvious place. A lot of people, solo queue and such and so forth. People are going to go to the close point, especially if there's one member there and get the decap. I do get some support coming in here, which is really useful, but I know now that they've got a Mesmer in this 2v2, and more than likely, unless we get backed up, which is what happens, the team with the Mesmer in terms of team fight or 2v2 more than likely is going to win, especially in the 2v2 in this situation if we don't have much support. Now everyone starts piling into this side of the map. Their team is as well, but I know they've got respawns happening, so the Revenant looked like he was going to go over towards mid. Because he's not got a target, he can't just port up there quite easily using his assassin stance, of course. And here again, we make a very similar mistake, myself and the engineer. Thankfully, they're not doing too badly over on that side of the node, but obviously realising that someone is not in the mix here. I actually get stunned there by the 5th skill on the shield by the Mesmer, very obvious. And I didn't manage to avoid that in the end. We get on the point just in the nick of time. And now they're in a good position. That's a good slick shoes from Alakashi, actually. He did a good job. They nip through the portal. I think both of them go through. Yeah, they do. And they're actually going to outnumber back on their close points. It's actually quite a good move. The other engineer here being very, very slow, but I think he's predicting that maybe they would come back through. They didn't. But yeah, now they're able to solidify their hold over on the mine potentially here. But it's still going, We do lose the Ranger, who loses some fights which... I mean, he was 1v2 potentially there as well, so, not necessarily... Sorry, no, he was in a down fight with that guy there as well, so he's actually downstage. I've actually run over to try and get the res, realising that might be entirely possible, especially if he's got a pet just pumping his health back up, but obviously the Necro has a lot of downstate damage as well, and now we're going to move back over towards the midpoint, just using stealth as well, so he can't fear me away. Obviously I don't think I have my stability back up there as well. I just missed that. They get the free boss kill. I could have gone for the steal there, but really we got free cap here. I'm not worried about that. I just want to get the extra kill so we can just snowball it into our favour even more. Because obviously in this meta at the moment, which will end fairly soon, on January 26th, obviously, when we've got loads of different stuff coming in, different meta, different amulets taken in, out, balance changes, everything. In this meta at the moment, you get a kill, you can snowball maps into your favour quite easily, especially if you get a team fight under your belt. You can get a significant amount of points and the games will go quite slowly. The Revenant does a good job here. I could have dodged through that, chose not to for some reason, or evaded using my hammer there. That would have been fairly useful, so I just try and sustain myself, getting my elixir gun out, as well as also using second ability to try and get some swiftness, which also gives me healing. Again, should have easily evaded that, but it wasn't something major in the end, really. And there could be some probably potential sword damage. It would have been a bit more useful to use there as well. Here I try and come in for the res. Unfortunately, it's a bit too late. It just gets damage down, and I just want to hold this node in my favour if at all possible. Just keeping contested, the points ticking over in our favour. Nothing special, not the best of slick shoes. It was really just used to just try and keep my HP and keep my health up and just interrupt their momentum. Just trying to use anything here as well, trying to get my heal off, and now I'm really caught. I've got tons of conditions on me. Elixir S doesn't help because I can't remove any conditions, and that's when unfortunately Elixir S proc, when you're against someone who's got a lot of Condi application, is kind of sucky. So in that situation I was always going to die. I was a 1v2 anyway. The engineer comes over towards mid in a pointless situation in a 1v2, especially with a Mesmer there, so not really worth it other than keeping potentially 2 people at the midpoint, but that's the game, and that's the deal. Don't forget to follow on Twitter. Thanks for watching this video. If there is anything obvious that I did miss there, then please mention it. Again, I'm just watching this and casting it as I talk about it in commentary. I made some mistakes. I always do. Never said I'm the best player in the world, but thanks for watching. Scrapper build. Obviously, engineer is my main class. This is going to be in PvP, and it's pretty damn fun, and it's got a lot of counters to a lot of things, and I'm really loving it. It's great. Scrapper I'm in love with this bloody class. It's absolutely awesome, and there's so many reasons, the traits and some of the stuff which comes with it. I'm going to be going with hammer, and we can see here